in this exercise, we are actually going to test your skill in applying a screw through the plate into the bone. And we will measure this with a torque screwdriver. We will measure the amount of torque you put into the screw, and of course this would be related to the type and to the structure of the bone. Now we have in this experiment 3 types of bone. One very normal bone with a normal diameter. Then we have a very hard compact bone, and we have a soft bone which represents osteoporotic bone. We'll use the normal bone and the osteoporotic bone for the experiment. You will then take this torque screwdriver and apply it to one of the screw heads carefully so that it actually fits really well into the screw head. Then you will start turning this in order to get the feel of the quality of the bone, because this is different than the quality of this bone, and you will notice that the feel is different. Then you will take the screw head all the way down to the plate and keep on tightening it until you have the impression that this is as tight as you would like to have it. We will then measure the torque, and then you will continue and just strip the threads. And the difference between the stripping of the thread and the tightening of the screw can be measured and evaluated. Okay, would you like to start? Okay, now take this torque screwdriver, apply it to one of the screw heads.
I will start the measurement now.
Okay, before you start turning, you have to be able to control this screwdriver at every instance, okay? So it would be a good idea to hold it with your left hand and turn it with your right hand, okay? Get the feel of the quality of the bone. Now bring it down to where you have the impression that it is nice and tight. Okay.
Before you continue, I need to initiate the next step.
Okay, now over tighten the screw. Just turn it until you have the impression that it is completely loose. Is it now loose? Okay.
Now I press the blue button again.
Here we see that your torque was measured at 99%. What does that mean? That means that you have put a lot of strain on the bone. Even though your screw is tight, the bone does have a little micro movement when it is loaded by ambulation, for example. And when it is loaded, then you have more strain on the screw and it might become loose. What I am saying is that we have what we call an ideal torque, which should be around 60 to 85%. Anything below is too loose, anything above is too tight. The next one. So use one of the screw heads. Carefully control.
The blue button now needs to be pressed twice to start a new measurement.
Okay. Get the feel of the bone. Take your time. When you feel it is tight, you feel it is tight? Now over tighten the screw until it becomes completely loose. Keep going. Yeah. So you reach 64% tightness in your torque measurement, which is absolutely acceptable. Now come over here to the osteoporotic bone and do the same thing. Get a feel of the quality of the bone, slowly. And now over tighten the screw until it's completely loose. Is it loose now?
It's loose.
You reached 83%, which is probably optimal. One thing I would like to emphasize is that if you over torque a screw, then the screw is lost for your fixation. If you do not tighten it enough, it is not lost for fixation because it does nothing to the biology of the bone. But if you over tighten it, you're stripping the thread and you've lost your biology. So now let us discuss the results of this exercise and what you can learn.
In the online faculty support packages, you can find faculty guides for each station and, where appropriate, topics for discussion and frequently asked questions. In case of questions, please send an email to templates@aotrauma.org.